This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, truer words have never been said. It does not matter who the host is. What has always mattered is who the listeners are. Anyways, today is Tuesday, July the 7th of 2026. And we are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and then hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
Radio.
Oh, yes, that's what we do. We hang out with those people over there doing all kinds of interesting things, because if we weren't doing that, I am not sure what exactly we would be doing. Anyway, so how are you? Hopefully the last 24 hours or so have been quite fantastic as you get to do your thing. I definitely get to do my thing, and then we kind of go from there. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, our show consists of safety in the news, and safety. That's just kind of what we do. We talk a little bit about everything that's going on inside of the multiverse, sometimes inside of the multiplex, and then we go from there. So that's kind of the kit there of the stuff that we do. So today we're going to, of course, catch up with everything that's going on inside of the world of the multi, and then to make the determination on what needs to be done. So if you're kind of familiar with that, I will bring in my friends from Feature Story News. They will talk about what the hell's going on. I'll come in towards the middle-ish of the show, and then we'll talk about what's going on with our main story. And then outside of that, well, it's just more plethoras of things to do. If you want to interact with the show, it's simple to do so. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. Once you get there, audio, video, and text messaging. Audio, video, and text messaging are the options once you get there, and then we just go moving forward. That's it. That's the whole kit and caboodle of the whole thing that we do. So if you're good with it, I will bring in my friends from Feature Story News. We'll get those what is it? The show on the road, as I think is what they say, and then we'll move forward. So if you're good with all of that, callinradio.com will give me the little clicker-icker over here, and then we get to move forward going on with everything else. So let's go ahead and bring in my amigos, and then we'll actually go from there. So not a problem. So Let's do this.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in New Delhi, I'm Neha Punya. The US are out of the Football World Cup. US forward Folarin Balogun was in the starting lineup for that match against Belgium after FIFA's appeal committee ruled that Belgium's challenge to the lifting of his one-match ban was inadmissible. US President Donald Trump later confirmed he personally asked FIFA to review the red card Balogun received in the group stage. Kate Fisher has more.
Well, I think you can see from that how this is on the eve of the NATO summit, of course, when Donald Trump will be likely to be trying to tell his European allies that they need to pay more money in defence, and they will be bruised, I think, by the fact that they've seen the US president try to interfere in now even a sporting match on top of the likes of tariffs and Greenland's talk of taking over Greenland. This is kind of another issue that the American president is trying to interfere in. I think it will also raise questions about what kind of political influence sport will withstand, and whether if the countries with greater political influence will therefore be treated differently from other countries.
NATO leaders are gathering in Turkey this week for that summit as the Trump administration continues to scrutinize the transatlantic alliance. The summit will also see European leaders bracing for a future in which the US plays a smaller role in security and defense. Stuart Smith is reporting from Ankara.
As NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte put it, this leaders' summit of NATO allies is meant to produce clear, concrete and evidenced plans towards NATO's 5% of GDP goal for military spending. This is all about NATO trying to seriously show that it is willing to pay its fair share of defence and not rely just on the United States. So European allies, as well as Canada, will be meeting to discuss how they're actually going to do that. They've already agreed, as they did last year, to meet that 5% of GDP target on military and related spending. Now they're going to show how they're actually going to do it. A lot of this, as Mark Rutte, the NATO Secretary-General, put it, is down to Donald Trump, who has been putting pressure on European allies especially, as well as Canada, to try and pay their fair share towards NATO, saying that the United States has for too long paid for effectively the defence of Europe.
Torrential monsoon rains in India's financial capital Mumbai have brought the city to a halt. The rains have flooded roads, disrupted transport and forced schools to shut, as Rebecca Bunton is reporting.
Heavy rains are expected at this time of year, but the rainfall and winds have been particularly intense over the past couple of days. Flights were disrupted, some roads were waterlogged and local commutes were challenging in these conditions. There were reports of landslides on a highway out of the city. The annual monsoon season runs until September, and with such a huge impact on Mumbai this early on, questions are being raised about whether much more could have been done to prepare for the weather.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking in more detail today at President Donald Trump's intervention to overturn the impact of the red card shown to top US goalscorer Folarin Balogun at the World Cup. Has it made a mockery of FIFA under the leadership of Gianni Infantino? Dr. Gregory Ioannidis is an international sport lawyer who teaches at Sheffield Hallam University.
I would say this is not really a story about whether FIFA had the legal power to act. It is a story about how that power was exercised. And of course, if you think about this, there are really two separate questions. First of all, did FIFA have the legal authority to suspend the implementation of Balogun's suspension? Based on the information that we currently have, it appears that it did. The second question, which is the most important one, is basically as to whether FIFA had the constitutional power and the constitutional framework to act within it. And every organization has powers, and the real test here is whether those powers are exercised independently, consistently, transparently, in a way that maintains public confidence. And this is the real issue here.
This is by no means the first time that FIFA's credibility or lack of transparency have been questioned. President Trump claims he merely requested a review of the red card and did not tell Mr. Infantino what to do. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
The main news again. The US are out of the Football World Cup as Belgium proceed to the quarterfinals. That win overshadowed by FIFA's decision to allow US forward Folarin Balogun to play the match. NATO leaders gathering in Turkey this week are bracing for a future in which the US plays a smaller role in security and defense. Reports suggest Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky is going to push the bloc for access to air defense systems. And that is the latest feature story news. Neha Punya reporting.
Listen to our host of the Rated R Safety Show self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly. Less than $2 a month and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete signal transmission trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion. The book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all three books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss. They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the loss site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants.
What do guys like besides pizza and morning sex?
Jay Allen in the morning.
It's so bizarre and unnatural.
It's all good. On Radio Big.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so there you go. Currently 15 minutes past the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get into those
news stories
of everything that's going on inside of the multiverse, because that's just kind of what we do around here. Okay, so let's start off from the very beginning of what the hell's going on, because that's what we need to do around here. The White House released a sharply critical report accusing the Smithsonian Institution, especially the National Museum of American History, of promoting political activism instead of presenting an unifying view of American history. The report claims that the museum displays an anti-white bias and downplays America exceptionalism, links the founding fathers too heavily with slavery, and promotes viewpoints of illegal immigrants, transgender issues, and Christianity that the administration says that are politically motivated. The Smithsonian rejected the criticism, saying that it has served the public for more than 180 years through independent, nonpartisan scholarships. The report follows President Trump's 2025 executive order directing Vice President J.D. Vance to work with Congress on changes to the Smithsonian. The administration has also demanded internal documents and warned that the federal funding could be affected if the institution does not comply. So what do you think? I'm just asking, what's your thought process here? Do you feel that the Smithsonian does things the correct way or the incorrect way? Or is it kind of a mix of both? Is it a mixed bag? No, I always ask because that's the fun part.
Duh.
You have to figure these things out on what makes the most logical sense with some of this stuff. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. So there you go. Okay. So let's talk about this. We've been interacting with this story in one way, shape, or form for quite some time. Matter of fact, I think it's September the 10th of 2025, so almost a year at this point. A 5-day preliminary hearing began yesterday in Utah for Tyler Robinson, the 23-year-old accused of murdering Charlie Kirk. Prosecutors are expected to present key evidence, including part of a recorded interview with Robinson's roommate, as the court considers whether there is enough evidence for the case to proceed to trial. The hearing also marks the first time Robinson has been in the courtroom with members of Kirk's family, including his parents and wife, Erica. In a statement, the family said that each court appearance is a painful reminder of their loss and thanks supporters for helping them through the past year. Kirk was fatally shot during a Turning Point USA event in Utah at the university, or at Utah Valley University on September the 10th of 2025. Robinson is charged with aggravated murder, and because the case is in Utah, prosecutors could pursue the death penalty if he is convicted. District Judge Tony Graff will decide whether the case moves forward to trial. So what do you think here? No, because this one's not going away anytime soon unless there's some kind of agreement here. But you are aware that a lot of this stuff just gets crazier and crazier as we move forward. There is no doubt. So what do you think here of the whole thing? It's going to get interesting, just to say the least. So there you go. So let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world here. Social media influencer Brianna Johnson, known to the online world as Dream Doll Bree, was shot and killed on Sunday in Miramar after a gunfire erupted while she was riding in a lime green Lamborghini Urus. Police say that a white or light colored sedan pulled alongside the SUV, opened fire, killing the 21-year-old. 2 other occupants, both men, were struck and hospitalized and are in critical condition. According to Johnson, the family of the group attended a party earlier that night and stopped at a gas station where the fight reportedly broke out. Surveillance of the whole thing occurred. So hold on real quick, because apparently I have a news report that's happening, and I can't figure out where the sound's coming from.
Radio.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Here is another bit for our competitors to copy. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, sorry about that. Those things happen from time to time. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from, and it was pumping right into my headphones, so sorry about that. Okay, so going back to it, the police say that a white-colored sedan pulled alongside the SUV and opened fire, killing the 21-year-old. 2 other occupants, both men, were also struck and hospitalized in critical condition. According to Johnson's family, the group had attended a party earlier that night and later stopped at a gas station where reportedly the fight broke out. Surveillance video appears to show a light-colored vehicle following the Lamborghini before the shooting, leading investigators to believe that the vehicle was targeted. Johnson had more than 470,000 followers across TikTok and Instagram, and it was known for her viral song Bend Over. Yeah, Bend, and then the last one is OVA. So there you go. Police are continuing to investigate the motive and are asking anyone with information to share exactly what's going on. Okay, so that gets interesting. So if you've ever been to Miramar, Florida, it's very close to Fort Lauderdale, kind of Pembroke Pines area. So, yeah, interesting one overall. So, yeah, it's making the headlines. This happened here, like I said, on Sunday. So, a lot of stuff going on right there. Okay, a former girlfriend of Maine's U.S. Senate candidate Graham Planter has accused him of raping her in 2021 after allegedly entering her home uninvited while intoxicated. The woman, Jenny Rassicott, told Politico that she had texted Planter not to come over, but says that he entered her unlocked home anyways and sexually assaulted her, despite her repeatedly telling him no. She said that she later told that her therapist, a former boyfriend, and other confidants that the alleged assault, and provided emails and messages, and says that the support of to support her account, but Planter is the name, just in case Graham is probably better the way to put it, has categorically denied the allegations, calling them troubling, serious, and false, and insisting that any accusation of non-consensual behavior is untrue. Jenny did not file a police report, but said that she decided to come forward after Graham publicly denied having any undisclosed misconduct in the past. The allegations come after earlier reports about his treatment of women. and already put him in the Senate campaign under intense scrutiny, leading him to pause the campaign activities while he considers whether to continue his candidacy. So what do you think here when you hear something like that? Like, it's always an interesting time. Let's not lie here in regards to what's happening. So there you go. Okay, some other info right away. Let's talk about this because this one's interesting. We did talk a few days ago that LeBron James had informed the Lakers that he wanted to move on and that he would be willing to take the league's minimum of, I think it's a little over $3 million a year to play. And that apparently he wanted to go to a team that was a championship caliber team that would be almost very close of winning the finals or getting into the finals, I guess, that he could assist. Well, now things are changing based on the information. Multiple NBA insiders now believe that LeBron James is most likely headed back to the Cleveland Cavaliers for what could be the final stop of his career. Veteran reporter Mark Steen say that Cleveland has emerged as a front runner with predictions that market that Cauchy reportedly is giving the Cavaliers a 55% chance of landing the 41-year-old star. James is coming off the lowest scoring season of his career and is reportedly prioritizing happiness over chasing another championship. A return to Cleveland would bring his career full circle after winning the city's first NBA title in 2026. So what do you think here? It's interesting. I mean, let's not lie. I just look at it from the standpoint that it becomes one of those weird things. It's like, this would be, like I said, third time of him going back there, which is very, very odd because you normally don't see somebody go back so many times to the same team that you played for. I'm just saying, not a problem, just kind of a weird one overall when you really start thinking about it.
We are now video streaming the Rated R Safety Show. I don't know why our host has a face for radio. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's start talking about some other stuff going on real quick. I'm going to tell you about this one because I thought it was very interesting. On July the 19th, participating Panera locations will give, across the country, will give away 13 free sourdough loaves on the first come, first served basis as part of the Loaf Story promotion. Guests can pick up the bread themed stickers with Play Loaf inspired sayings. The promotion comes just weeks after Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were married on July the 3rd at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Panera said that the sourdough giveaway is a tribute to Swifties' well-known passion for baking. She also, she was previously talked about her sourdough obsession with Travis and Jason on the New Heights podcast, revealing that she regularly bakes sourdough along with blueberry, lemon, cinnamon swirl, and cinnamon raisin bread. Kelce has even joked that one of the best gifts that he's ever been given was a bread slicer because of how much sourdough she has been making. So there you go. I don't know. Is the sourdough thing going to be a big deal now? Is it going to be the next thing? The next big thing, as they like to say. So there you go. Okay. I'm going to tell you this because we're coming off the 4th of July. So I'm going to tell you this one. Propane tanks for your grill or camping stoves should never cross your doorway. Not even in the garage. Or you can find yourself facing a homeowner's nightmare. If the propane leaks into the enclosed, unventilated area, a simple act like starting your car risks igniting a fire, says Rodale Organic Life. Always keep propane tanks outdoors and make sure that they're screwed tightly. The reason this is being referenced because of a lot of weird things that are going on. 4th of July weekend occurs. Some people do some weird shit. Fireworks go off and things blow up. Yeah, fun times there. That's what we're talking about it. Take a listen to this. Apple is reportedly pausing development of its rumored AirPods with a built-in camera, a product that even been expected to debut back as early in 2026. The cameras weren't designed to take photos or videos, but to help Siri and Apple AI, or Apple's Apple Intelligence, because that's what it's called, not artificial intelligence, objects and users surrounding and answer questions about them. While Apple hasn't confirmed the report, tech observers speculate that the project may have been shelved because of the privacy concerns. Ongoing AI development challenges the component shortages as well. Think about that for just a moment. You know how people wear their AirPods pretty much everywhere. Can you imagine being inside of a gym shower or inside of a gym or inside of the gym locker room and somebody has those things, you don't catch it?
Duh.
Imagine what they're going to see. Yeah, some fun times there for some. Okay, so let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world of the multi. I got some odd ones for you if you're good with that. If you're good with the oddity stuff, we had to talk about this. So here you go. Because, we're coming off the weird weekend. A 62-year-old Florida Keys resident finally claimed the world-famous key lime pie eating championship after finishing second from the previous 2 years. Kevin Renly devoured a 9-inch key lime pie in 59.6 seconds without using his hands by first burying his face in the pie to wipe the pie whipped cream onto his chest and then flipping the pie over and eating the crust. And more easily and readily said that he determined to keep the championship trophy in the Florida Keys and already aiming to become the first back-to-back winner of the annual Key West Championship or competition at that point. So there you go. Okay. So what do you think? Are you going to go down to Key West to enter that contest going forward next year? I'm just asking. Take a listen to this one. A man in central China turned a harmless eye twitch into a medical emergency after repeatedly slapping his right eye for 3 days to stop what he believed was a bad omen. The twitching eventually stopped, but then soon lost much of his peripheral vision. Doctors diagnosed him with a detached retina and performed emergency surgery. He is expected to make a full recovery. Why in the hell would you slap yourself? Like, seriously. That's kind of a weird one, if you give it some thought there. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Kind of a weird one, if you think about it for a moment. Because why would you go around slapping yourself? I mean, I don't know. The weirdest things happen as of recently that we get to report and talk about. I never understand people's thought process in doing some of this stuff. So take a listen to this one real quick, guys. A 71-year-old Florida woman survived a terrifying alligator attack after the reptile grabbed her leg and dragged him, I should say him because it wasn't her, him into a canal while he was fishing behind his home. James McMicken fought back by sticking his thumb into one of the alligator's eyes and repeatedly jabbing him in the eye with his fishing pole until he released him. His bulldog and then helped him get back to his house where his wife treated him before he was taken to the hospital for stitches and staples. James is now recovering and hopes to get back fishing. I don't know if that's the first thing I'd be wanting to do right away. I'm just saying. This is my thought.
Duh.
So there you go. Anyways, 32 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's do that thing that we call our main story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk about it because there's always all kinds of measurements and things that we are doing and the way that we take a look at what the hell's going on inside of the multiverse. But let's talk about the world of the strange. Let's talk about the world that we live in, the world where we do things in, the world where we go, oh my Lord, that makes a lot of sense. And then other times we go, oh my Lord, what the hell's going on there? So I got a weird one for you because I always think that this is interesting. I want you to think about two separate people at your workplace. Now, I'm going to tell you that these people I'm going to mention to you, I do not know them. I do not know these people at your workplace, but you know who they are. I'm going to tell you about them. So you have one worker, female or male, however you want to look at it, that might be the best worker you have. Understands the rules, understands the regulations, is able to adapt, change, and move the system that you have. Runs it perfectly. I mean, you would not be able to look at that line, look at that workflow, look at what the hell is going on without envisioning that person there. They have done things inside of that system that are what one would determine as mind-boggling. They are good at the work that has been presented before them, and they are able to change the system. Matter of fact, they're even able to adapt things that when you look at it, they bring up these ideas, and you're like, wow, that person really knows what the hell's going on. So you have that person, you have that team member, you have that employee, you have that worker that is able to do all of this stuff. You got that person? Is somebody coming to mind inside of your workplace? Now, let's talk about person numero dos. Male or female? They work there, been there a little bit of time, not super long, maybe not super short. They are definitely not the best team player. They are not the best employee. They come in, we would call that kind of the clock watcher with an L just in case. They get their moments before the time that's set for them to be there. They are already pre-packed and ready to go moments before they're supposed to leave. They go through the workday and they don't do the best work, but they sure as shit don't do the worst work. And they're doing the things that need to be done bare minimum. They're doing the stuff that needs to be done to be compliant. They're doing the stuff that needs to be done in that right there fine line timeline. You have paperwork that's due on the 10th, and it has to be done by close of business at 4:59. You're getting the report back saying, here you go. This is the paperwork that's due. So I would imagine at this point, you're thinking of person number two. We've already discussed person number one. And you're looking around and going, okay, where are we going here? So let's ask the question, which is the best person to have inside of your organization? Is it person one or is it person two? Now, this is what it's going to get into here. It's going to be an opinion question because you might have between both of them some of the best workers there. And you're going to be like, what? But hold on. You told me the person waits to the last moment, doesn't turn it in, gets there right as time is supposed to start, leaves right before time is supposed to end. Like they're already ready. And then we have person numero uno that is the bender that is able to get things accomplished. Now, the reason I want to bring up both of these people and kind of lay it on the line here and talk about it is because you are familiar with both. You are familiar that both of these people do exist in most systems. And the reason that this is brought up, if you had to build a whole new infrastructure inside of the organization, which one would you want to make sure stayed? And I'm asking this because determining on which way you go, more than likely you'll look at it and either go, I like people who are polar opposite to me, or I like people that do work similar to the way that I do. And I'm not saying one's good and I'm not saying one's bad. I'm just saying what they're able to accomplish. Because here's the funny part. Sometimes when you look at this and you have these world benders that are able to do things, doesn't necessarily mean that they do it the perfect way. Doesn't necessarily mean that they do it the wrong way. And the people that you have that are kind of the, I'm not going to say the late ones, but are turning it in right with the even flow of things, well, not saying they're perfect either. But you look at them and go, wow, How are they able to accomplish things? And sometimes it all boils down to pressure on how people are able to deliver things. So when I look at it and I go, wow, how does this work out for you? Which is the best employee? They both are. And a lot of it is going to be determined on how you look at the world. Some people talk work-life balance, which a lot of younger generation talks about how that's an old person term. And some of them will look at it and go, I want somebody who can change everything. That's fine too. But man, what are we looking at these days? What is the best example of behavior of an employee nowadays? Because one can really truly never answer that question. It's all going to be based on the mindset that you have on which one works best for you.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
This isn't a safety manual. It's a transmission. Jay Allen, PhD, host of the Rated R Safety Show and founder of Safety FM, has spent years pulling back the curtain on the systems we work in and the ones we don't talk about. What started as a fatal crash on the 405 became a search for truth. Through behavior-based safety, human and organizational performance, simulation theory, and everything in between. Safety, in my opinion, is raw, reflective, and real. From burnout to breakthroughs, from the matrix to the moment someone says, this doesn't feel right. This book doesn't give you answers. It hands you the signal. Safety, in my opinion. Available now, wherever books and audiobooks are found.
So do you feel like you're missing out on what everyone is starting to do now, that live streaming thing, and you don't know where to start or what to do? I have the resource and the information to provide to you in regards on how you can stream onto 40 social media platforms all at one time. Yes, that's 40 social media platforms all at one time. All you'll need to do is go to safetyfm.com/1. That's safetyfm.com/1. That's ONE. So just in case, and you'll be able to start live streaming just like you're hearing people starting to do right now, up to 40 social media platforms.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Let's start using cutting-edge warp speed 5G technology with your cell phone. Let me tell you about my friends at mobilemobile.io. They have an ultra-fast 4G LTE and 5G network that covers 99% of Americans. So they've got you covered everywhere. Think about it for a moment. You have the opportunity to take a test drive for 10 days with unlimited talk, text, and premium data. What is premium data? Premium data is an allotment of a cellular data that you receive from a higher priority on the network. You won't get throttled like you will with some of those, well, non-brand service providers. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to mobilemobile.io. That's mobilemobile.io to start your 10-day free trial.
You've seen the loop. You've felt the shift. The script doesn't fit anymore, and neither do you. Safety transmission. The collapse of the construct is the third and final signal in the trilogy from Jay Allen, PhD. And this time, it's not about waking up. It's about what you do once you're awake. The system didn't break. It just stopped pretending to hold you. And now it's blinking. rebranding presence, packaging resistance, and calling it progress. This book isn't a guide. It's a transmission. It doesn't teach the system how to evolve. It shows you how to stop performing for it. You'll see what happens when awareness becomes responsibility, when audits don't listen, and when leadership becomes a loop. But if you've made it this far, you're not here to be managed. You're here to carry signal. Safety Transmission, The Collapse of the Construct. Now available in print, Kindle, and audiobook. Narrated by J. Allen, PhD. Because if it couldn't hold your signal, it was never real to begin with.
Radio Big, mastering the art of putting music on shuffle. Radio Big.
Currently 45 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Tuesday. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on inside of the multiverse. This song right here, this is Smack Youth, White Line Fever. Songs readily available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and Pandora. So there you go. Yeah. Thanks to Smack Youth for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. No doubt about that, as we are hanging out doing our fine thing. That is for sure. Okay, so let me tell you about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Write Love on Her Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help, and we want you to know that people have been where you are now. Things can get better. Healing is possible. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to TWLOHA.com. That's TWLOHA.com and click on the section that says Find Help. Once you get there, go all the way to the far right-hand side, and then click on that button. You're going to see information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, self-injury, suicide, trauma, grief support, just to name a few. That's TWLOHA.com. To Write Love on Her Arms. Gonna tell you, once you get there and take a look around, it can change everything for you. No doubt. Go there, take a look around, tell me what you think. Always a good time and an interesting time as we get to talk. So there you go. TWLOHA.com. To Write Love on Her Arms. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this for a moment, if you do not mind. Yep, we are 6 days away now. Taking place here in Orlando. Reality Chefs, an observational symposium taking place at the Aloma Cinema Grill on Monday. Yep, Monday. Hanging out on that during that time will be Todd Conklin, talking about human and organizational performance. Nick Weatherly will be there talking about behavior-based safety, and I will be there talking about signal. So here's the fun part. We'll have a little documentary we'll take a little viewer of during that day. So if you're interested in showing up to Orlando on Monday, July the 13th, which is in 6 days, all you need to do is go to safetyfm.io or scan the little QR code that is right there on the screener. And once you get there, it can change everything for you. No doubt about that as I'm saying that. So safetyfm.io for more information. Would love to see you in Orlando. And we're not doing the ballroom. We're not doing a hotel. We are definitely doing this inside of a movie theater. Not a premium high-level movie theater. It's kind of like think picture show type of thing. That way you have some tables and some chairs. We're able to do the thing there. No doubt. So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and do this right now? Let's bring some John Smalls into our life and let him tell us about the Motivation Minute.
Courtesy of JaceCaseMedical.com. Today's quote was submitted by Jason. Sir Isaac Newton said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." I love this. I think we've talked about it before. I do feel the same way about things. When I get a compliment about something I've done, I always think about the reason I can even do whatever it is I'm doing. So many times, it's because somebody else blazed a trail for me. I'm able to follow in their footsteps to do the things that I'm doing now. I think we should all aim to leave a path for the next generation. I would love our path to be worth following, too. Are you standing on the shoulders of giants? If they're still alive, you should reach out to them and let them know how much you appreciate the path they blazed for you. I had a weird conversation with a guy that I knew 30 years ago. He was telling me how much he learned from my dad. I didn't even know they really knew one another, but he apparently really appreciated him.
The Motivation Minute.
This has been the Motivation Minute. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
What it was,
Heavy rains killed at least 5 people across northern China Saturday, while a powerful tropical storm toppled trees and submerged vehicles farther south.
2 villagers drowned in a flash flood in Inner Mongolia, while 3 others died in neighboring Liaoning province, state media reported. Rescuers used inflatable boats to pull residents from rivers that overflowed in Guangxi province, Gary Beck reporting.
Interior Secretary Doug Burgum said, Sunday the Trump administration will not seek new bids to repair the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, despite lingering damage.
Burgum defended the $16 million renovation as a success, despite peeling paint and algae problems that plagued the pool for weeks. He blamed vandals for cutting the pool's liner, though officials have not released photographic proof. Jessica Oakley reporting.
France survived a physical battle with Paraguay in blistering heat Saturday, while Morocco ended co-host Canada's remarkable World Cup run in a dominant quarterfinal breakthrough.
Kylian Mbappe converted a penalty to lift France past Paraguay 1-0, tying Lionel Messi atop the tournament's scoring chart with his 7th goal. Morocco routed Canada 3-0 to reach the quarterfinals again. Chris Anderson reporting.
Paul Pelosi, husband of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, faces a possible hit-and-run charge after striking a parked car in California wine country Friday.
Authorities said the 86-year-old briefly stopped before driving away, and testing found no alcohol in his system. He later apologized to the vehicle's owner and promised to cover the damage. Kyle Norris reporting.
President Trump delivered a defiant 4th of July address from the National Mall Saturday night, blending patriotic tributes with pointed political attacks on his critics.
The speech followed a 2-hour evacuation of the mall due to severe thunderstorms and record triple-digit heat that sent visitors to hospitals. Trump promoted his election overhaul plan and warned of a resurgence in communism. Liam White reporting.
A massive funeral for Iran's slain supreme leader stretched into a second day Sunday as mourners packed the streets chanting calls for revenge.
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in February during American and Israeli strikes on Iran, sparking mass mourning across the country. Iranian officials have vowed retaliation as tensions with Washington and Jerusalem remain unresolved. Lawrence Keller reporting.
Record-setting heat and violent storms marred 4th of July celebrations nationwide, with officials suspecting extreme temperatures contributed to more than 20 deaths across several states.
3 children drowned when their boat capsized during a sudden storm on Wisconsin's Geneva Lake, despite wearing life vests. Nearly 1 million homes and businesses lost power as storms toppled trees region-wide. Kevin Sanders reporting.
Hundreds of firefighters battled raging wildfires across Portugal, Greece, and Spain Sunday as a new blaze erupted west of Athens, threatening thousands of residents nearby.
Spain and Italy rushed reinforcements to help battle a Portuguese blaze burning for more than 3 days near Vuzela. Toxic smoke from a burning recycling plant forced Thessaloniki residents to shelter indoors. Benjamin Wright reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
Our station is so big that you don't have to do much to make it work for you. Radio Big.
Okay, here we are, 54 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Tuesday. So let's start talking right away about some things that happened back on this date. So taking a look around, in 1668, Isaac Newton receives an M.A. from Trinity College in Cambridge. In 1980, the first solar-powered aircraft crosses the English Channel. Let's see. In 1986, IBM PC DOS version 3.2 is updated, released later. So there you go. Let's see. In what else we got? 1987, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North began public testimony at Iran-Contra hearing. So there you go. That's the things that are occurred back on the dates that I told you. Okay, so here we go. In 1940, we need to talk about these celebrity birthdays. He's turning 86 today. This is the day that he was born. Ringo Starr. Joe Spano turns 80 as well. Vonda Shepard turns 63. Jim Gaffin turns 60. And Georgia Fox turns 58 today. So there you go. Some things to talk about right there. Okay, so let's talk about some things that you ought to know, because it's always important to do these things. Tonight's Mega Million jackpot is for $576 million. Here are last night's winning Powerball numbers. The jackpot was $416 million. It's 17, 44, 63, 66, 67. Powerball was 4. Power play was 2. Last night, the FIFA World Cup round of 16 matches, Belgium beat the USA 4-1. USA is outo. What else do we got? George E. Johnson Sr., the founder of the Johnson Products Company and a trailblazing entrepreneur in the black hair care industry, has died at the age of 99. Johnson and his late wife, Joan, launched the company in Chicago in 1954 with a $250 loan that eventually building a business known as the iconic brand like Afro Sheen and Ultra Sheen. His family remembered him as the legacy of entrepreneurship, perseverance, philanthropy, and creating products that become a source of pride in the black community across America. So there you go. Also, a large overnight Russian missile and drone attack in Kyiv and surrounding regions killed at least 22 people, injured 90, according to the Ukrainian officials. Ukraine says that Russia launched 68 missiles, including 23 ballistic missiles, along with 351 drones in one of the war's largest recent attacks. Following the strike, President Vladimir Zelensky again urged Ukraine allies to speed up deliveries of air defense and anti-missile ammunition. So there you go. Or ammunition, not immunization. So there you go. That's it. That is it. That is the things you ought to know. If you need some words of wisdom for today, here you go. Advising improves with praise. Really? How about hearing improves with praise? I like advising, but hearing improves with praise is probably better. Okay, so at the top of the hour, I will be going over to radiobig.fm if you want to come and hang out with me for the next couple hours or so, as we are talking about the world of music and entertainment. That's what we will be doing over there. If you want to go and hang out with me. If you don't want to go over there, that's perfectly fine. You can hang out here with the likes of Sheldon Primus on Safety FM, as he will be talking about the world of safety consulting, because that's what he does. It's a passion for that man. So there you go. Anyways, if you need some words of advice for today, be kind to people who can't do anything for you. You'll see how your world changes because of that. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are solely those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Safety FM and or Radio Big. The content discussed, including examples of analysis, is provided for illustrative purposes only. It should not be applied as the sole solution in real-world scenarios, as it is based on limited and dated open source information. Any assumptions made during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are not reflective of Safety FM and or Radio Big. No portion of this broadcast, podcast, or radio show may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of Safety FM and or Radio Big. For permission requests, please contact Safety FM or Radio Big directly.